My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Ooh, Umbra Stygian God. Yeah, intriguing. You know, I will say this is particularly intriguing. 2 Moloch Mages in the base deck giving us Conduit 10, as well as the Blink, stealing 2 damage from a random enemy unit twice, so we double dip on that damage. Also got 2 Prismal Dusts and a Nameless Siren in the base deck. Tethys is our... no Breath of Heaven. I guess I'll be taking Token of a Traitor. Thankfully, it is actually a good pickup as well. Playing a spell deals 3 damage to a random enemy unit on the floor. We're obviously going to do some sort of incant nonsense. That's just, like, kind of essential when you have the Nameless Siren. In fact, when you have Stygian, basically. Handheld Totem now has an ability. The ability is Rune Speak. Draw a damage spell and give it +5 power. Cooldown of 3. Yeah, that's great. Anyway, I'll take Conduit first, for the damage spells all cost -1 on this floor. Oh, the plinks are gonna go off. Ooh, the plinks are gonna be ridiculous here. Well, I mean, they would be if they would let me draw them. I even have room on the top floor for plinks to be played. Oh boy, but with that collector, I do need to... Okay, cool, incredible, we got it. I want health as a priority on you. And damage lifesteal is nice, but you have damage shield, so that's not really going to be relevant. It's okay, we still do it. I'm going to play both of these up here just for the +3 rage on our Siren. Oh, hell yes, the plinks. Another Moloch Mage hits the bottom floor, and then I can even just double plink for 2. Could save a damage shield here, and I will. By chumping a rubble morsel. All's well. Yeah, this is a great starting deck for us. Now the goal is to make sure that it doesn't proceed at the speed of many, I want to say, builds that include Umbra. Gorge scaling just isn't really fast enough. Cuddle Hex, the ability to freeze. I do like freezing. Energy Siphon, Spell Weakness 1. I mean, hell, if I'm going to want that anywhere, it's going to be in this run where I've got, like, so much Conduit. Yeah, give me the Spell Weakness. Ooh, Perils of Production. Gain some energy. Ooh, although Mind Collapse could also be used for target removal as well as energy gain, without having to also be on a unit that's dying that turn. I really want Stygian units. Because ideally I find another incant unit for the same line as our Nameless Siren, but also Multi-Strike, Dualism, Quick. All of these are really good for the Nameless Siren immediately as well. Hell, I could even give her just gain armor on incant and Dualism and then dupe her. The real downside here is I really want the Merchant of Steel. I really don't want the Umbra banner. Alright, I'm going to go Merchant of Magic Stygian then. -1 and consume removal. Cool. Second Nameless Siren. I'm not going to tell you that's what I want. I don't want to lie to you. I will tell you I could use the Guard of the Unnamed. There's nothing too wrong with that. So that would be Guard of the Unnamed stands in front of Nameless Siren, stands in front of Tethys, so we don't even have the additional Mollusk Mages on that floor. I'd have to go capacity for that. Yeah, it's good at the moment. Plus 10 magic power, very easy to just drop that on a Mind Collapse so that it removes units on every floor, no matter where it's played. -1 intrinsic, I like putting that on a Prismal Dust, so the Prismal Dust is just immediately ready to go. Should I remove Consume from the same Prismal Dust? I will care about Prismal Dust pretty much every cycle, actually. Yeah. Hit it. Draw one, let's card each turn. We're going to want to fight as low as possible here. Courtesy of this guy coming in with all his highfalutin ideas about having spikes. Oh, in my day, we wouldn't have dreamed of having a spike. We could barely afford a pole, let alone a sharpened one. Big old Prismal Dust. No, it killed the unit I was going to Mind Collapse. Damn you, token of a traitor! You betrayed me. Hold up. Obviously, I might accidentally kill the backline with the token. I was literally just talking about it. Okay, unfortunately, worked out poorly. All good. Gotta say, that's a pretty clean fight right there. Do I go for another unit? Crypt Builder, Cuddle Hex, Flash Freeze. I'm leaning single copy of Flash Freeze, again, just for some directed target removal, because I don't have much of that right now. Packed Morsels versus Perils of Production. I feel like Perils of Production is going to be really useful consistently. Merchant of Magic Umbra. I really don't want that, but I'm also really underwhelmed by a lot of the equipment. Because, like, you know, let's pull it up again. Equipment that is relevant specifically to the Stygian Guard. Just a Frostpiercer. Runes, just Siren Song, and that was changed from previously a spell. Like, they care about some of the neutral stuff, especially, like, you know, plus magic power to entire floor. Spell Sanctum as well, reduce the cost of all spells on this floor by 1. I will say Umbra definitely has some more exciting upgrades in Engine Upgrade as well as Crucible Extension, as well as equipment in Glutton's Maw. Great piece of equipment. I don't know if it wants to go in this deck, though. Merchant of Magic with an Umbra. I mean, realistically, it gives me someone who might eat all of the morsels that I generate, but, like, I hope they don't need them. Gosh. I'm going to take the Merchant of Arms. I'm really unenthused by both of them, so I'll just take the one that promises to do something earlier. Overgrowth Carapace. On resolve, gain 1 additional size, 20 additional damage, and 20 additional health, if there is any capacity available to gain. You know, the funny thing would be Overgrowth Carapace and Exile's Diadem, -2 capacity, cannot reduce capacity below 1, then merging the two. Only problem is that's a very expensive piece of equipment that doesn't do anything for a while, and also still doesn't really... It gets us plus 60-60. on a minion over 3 turns. Like, it's a bad stasis trigger. Merchant of Steel, Stygian Manor. Okay, that's convinced me. I will take the Overgrowth Carapace. If I end up with a unit that wants to be on a floor by itself, I'm just going to give it the Overgrowth Carapace and stand it alone. Alternatively, I might still get Mini Stone and then be able to throw it on our Guard of the Unnamed. Making something deployables, not particularly impressive here. Honestly, I might take an Exile's Diadem to get in the deck as well. Weapons Cache? Do I also then do Weapons Cache just so that I can pull them out early? Maybe. It's not relevant right now, but the thing is, if I end up getting enough equipment, it'll be relevant in the future. Umbra Banner is next to another Merchant of Arms in the future next. Oh, I'm definitely taking the Merchant Horde instead. So, the next Merchant of Arms, there's only one more of them. It's just before the end. No, I'm not taking that Weapons Cache. Yo. Are these good or awful? Oh, great. Triple stack or -4 cost. So if I gave -4 to Prismal Dust, we're getting 5 damage shield for free on the very first turn. If I gave triple stack to it, we're getting 3 for free, but every additional Ember is even more impactful after that. It's got to be -4 to its cost, right? Because then duping it becomes ridiculous. Yeah, now a duped copy of that basically gives me the ability to give damage shield to a floor by itself. At that point, I might not need Guard of the Unnamed, especially if I can find the right upgrades for the Nameless Siren in the next area. I'll probably just hard upgrade her and then dupe her in the next area afterwards. I'm unlikely at this point to go capacity after this fight. Although I guess I really get to see additional things before I pick up that. I love that I still get to play all the damage spells as well as burn out the Calcified Ember there. Exile's Diadem gives us the ability to play units down there if I need to in the future. Ooh, I could do with Mollusk Mage as well. It's fine if everyone else gets ridiculously sapped. It's only the Nameless Siren I really need to rely on for the bottom line. Herbal Morsel, Perilous Production, and then Overgrowth Carapace. Got a couple turns of growing to do on that top floor. Well, I got 2 turns of growing out of it, because immediately after those, we slew Archeon. Frostpiercer. Applies Frostbite equal to half the damage dealt. I mean, obviously putting that on a Nameless Siren means that Nameless Siren is now boss killing instantly. Ancient Synergy is also pretty good. Decent amount of damage. But yeah, I'll take the single Frostpiercer. Titan Sentry. So Titan Sentry is very much one of the units that can sit on its own line and just wear the Overgrowth Cabaras. I want to go with additional draw because so many of our cards are zero costed. We do have to hit that Merchant of Steel. Yeah. Quick plus 10, pretty good for Nameless Siren. Endless is pretty good for Titan Sentry as well. Yeah, no. I don't think I'll be duping a Nameless Siren either at this point, unfortunately. I mean, I wanted to, but... Handheld Totem gives Sweep to our unit, as well as the ability of Runespeak. Draw a damage spell, and give it 3 additional power. I mean, yeah. It's just draw. It says draw. And because we got the additional money by turning down another card, I can get 20 additional health on the Titan Sentry. You can have a pen and press zone on each floor, that's fine. I don't need Tethys to survive deep into the... Ooh. You know, it's Titan Sentry bottom line, I think. I don't need Tethys to survive that long when Kel's out on the board. That's fine. Go. I get to spend a lot of my time tilting at windmills. Incants for no one's sake. Perfect. As long as we get the backliner down, I'm A-okay. Oh, this works even better as well. I do want them to kill my Titan Sentry on the bottom line next turn, because then I can just play it again. I mean, I just don't have anywhere to put the barrels of production that doesn't cost me the barrels of production. Oh, I don't even have anywhere to put the rubble morsel right now. Oh, even... What? Why? Why? How? How are you larger than the floor? Thankfully, I don't think that's going to kill me, but how are you larger than the floor that you came from? I played you there. Well, you do have 4 additional stacks. How did... How did you get a 6th size if you're not allowed to get a 6th size? I'm quite deeply confused by that. Okay, good. Yeah, I've got enough damage shield to get through this. My name's Tome. How much do I care about a grovel? Maybe I like prism retrieval. It's the ability to pull out a mollusk mage jelly. I don't really care about mollusk mages. Ember Cache? Sorry, Ember Forge, rather. Do additional energy a turn. I'm leaning nothing or grovel. I'll take grovel. Yeah, 100%. I have to go for the Merchant of Magic and Dupe here. Hold over. Start a turn, fully healed champions. That's almost never relevant to Tethys, so I'll take wing clippings. I'm gonna lower the cost of grovel by 1. I'll Holy Stone the other Prismal Dust just because I can. Holdover? Holdover 1 cost grovel isn't bad. It's a lot of additional support for another floor. And then may as well make one of the Frozen Lances consume and do more damage. Empyrean Wells dupe was originally going to be Nameless Siren or maybe Prismal Dust now. I still like the additional Prismal Dust hit. And then definitely Merchant of Steel in the future as well. I still really care about dualism. There's a lot of things I care about with that. Non-boss enemies gaining multi-strike is not one of the things I care about. If anything, it makes me slightly more powerful. The problem with the... So you currently have 2 capacity. You're going to grow at the end of this round, at the end of the next round, and the round after that. You end up with 5 capacity. And then when you get killed, how are you becoming 1 bigger again? You confound me. You know what? I guess maybe I should let you die this turn and see if you end up as 5 size. So that means on the turn you die, your resolve is somehow triggered. I gotta figure out a way to explain the behavior. No, you are 4 size, so... Yeah, I guess it was just a personal grudge you have against me. I've ruled out all other available possibilities. It is now personal grudge that you have against me. Yeah, negative cost the damage. Oh, it doesn't even negative cost the damage spell? Oh, boy. I think I have to take some damage to that Blightbound Guardian. It's fine, I can heal it up in the future with the Prismal Dust. Oh, perfect. Arrows of production. I'm gonna grovel for the first damage shield on this bottom line, give you some life steal to keep you alive for even longer. 11 more instances of damage shield for that field now. My job here is not to do a huge amount of damage. It is simply to get a giant amount of frostbite on the enemy. And then to watch the next floor take it from there. Frenzied Swarm to daze enemy units. Give me Ancient Synergy. Yeah. Excavation Eruption. 25 damage to a random enemy unit 3 times on Slay, gain 2 energy. I mean... that's got my name written all over it. There's also Embercase though. Consume. Add 3 excavated ember cards to your discard pile, and there's a 50% chance those excavated embers just get discarded instead of consumed. Okay, I should probably get a copy of that in the deck. Because it's adding anywhere from 3 to, like, reasonably 6-ish additional embers. As much as I want to go to that Merchant of Trinkets, I do recognize I have to see this Merchant of Steel. Dualism. Boy. I do think it's Dualism Nameless Siren, and I also then think that I'm duping the Nameless Siren and just using my damage shield to keep those alive. And the units gain Conjure with 1 on Slay. Not bad. Linky Pen, -1 energy per turn, draw 2 additional cards per turn. I gotta say, that's actually incredible for me. And so, yeah, I'm taking Leaky Pen. When you have discounts on your spells, your job is draw more spells. Time for me to remove some cards from the deck as well. These Spear Stewards are never gonna get played. And neither will the second Shield Steward. Other than that, everything's kind of still in competition, in play. We need very aggressive removal on the bottom line, so instead the Nameless, the Titan Sentry is going to go on second, and then set up on bottom so I can do all my casting there. Oh, my collapse is now just enough to take out the Cherub, giving me the additional energy, so I can play out the Embercase as well. And then Just Prismal Dust for the ones who need it. Oh, hell yeah. Great time to draw the Unnamed Tome there. A Diadem gives us the ability to also play the Mollusk Mage this turn. I think I'm just going to have to deal with the downside from Heralds of Production. Yeah, no energy this turn, but thankfully due to cost discounts, I can still play a bunch of cards. We preserve the Prismal Dust again, so I can use its Holy Stone energy with the second cycle where I've got all these Excavated Embers as well. Oh, that's great. Yeah, there you go. Another 13 damage shield for the Guard of the Unnamed in the front line. The unit I'm not trying to keep alive. I'm afraid I can't resist, though. Come on, draw the other Prismal Dust this turn, please. Sadly, looks like that's not going to be the case. Thankfully, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I got too many morsels in the deck now. Yeah, this is proof perfect that the just using the shards will be enough. Second Ancient Synergy, I could also take Gifts Regard, draw 3 damage spells and play Consume plus 30 Magic Power and 0 cost. Which, like, it applies the additional Magic Power and the Consume as well. So now they have Consume on them, 50% chance they get discarded. It does draw 3 cards. I can't ignore the fact that this says draw 3 cards. I gotta tell you, I love drawing 9 cards a turn. 2 additional capacity so I could possibly put some Mollusk Mages on the same floor. Maybe even keep the Titans, the Guard of the Unnamed when I dupe the Nameless Siren. Also, some additional growth for the Titan Sentry. Look, it all makes sense. I should take Heaven's Light. Still Merchant of Magic, right? Yeah. Yeah, especially with that Gifts Regard in the deck now. Runespeak 2 gives 10 additional magic power. Either that or I get Conduit 4 and damage spells cost -2 on this floor, which affects Ancient Synergy. full stop, but still, it's more impactful. Intrinsic -1 cost. Gotta say, both Gifts of Regard and Embercache would love to be hit there. Let's go Embercache. For double stack, I'll double stack the Unnamed Tome because I can. -50 cost can consume. I feel like I can just throw that on an Ancient Synergy and then try and remove consume from it later. But I also feel like that's not even necessary to do in the first place because that's already 1 cost. Plus 10 magic power. That feels like Mind Collapse. Reroll. Permanently remove consume. Interesting. I feel like Gifts of Regard is the right choice for this. But then eventually I just pull out all of the cards from my deck and then... what? Then I'm just playing Prismal Dusts every turn? What's wrong with that? Gifts of Regard. -1 and Permafrost on a single card. That feels like that could easily go on the Prismal Dust, just waiting for the right turn. But I also don't think I actually do need that. I think -1 Permafrost is just going to be a -1 on Gifts of Regard for us. Plus 20 magic power and consume. Obvious. Frozen Lance right there. I mean, removals are going to be another Shield Steward, and then I do want to start getting rid of these Plinks. Just due to the unreliability of them and the fact that I don't really have places to play the morsels right now. I don't super want to remove a bunch of Plinks, though. They are still good. They're still fine. They're okay. I'm going to have to play low here. Because I can't let the enemy units really ascend. Oh, I skipped the dupe in the last area. Oh, that's fine. I don't need to go to this merchant still. I get my dupe in the last area for the second Nameless Siren. Which is absolutely essential. Without that, we would fall apart. Realistically, Titan Sentry doesn't even need to survive the next turn. It only needs to be hit once for all the enemies to have enough Frostbite to die. And then I can just hit it with its Endless after that. Actually, that even gives me the ability to play Perils of Production on it, which is huge. Got a Grovel. Got a bunch of casting to do, and then Gifts of Regard gives me 3 copies of Blink. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're not going to do a huge amount of damage to the Val Gladiator that just got past us. That's just not going to happen. Sadly, I don't even have really good targets down here for a Mind Collapse to do much work. Tell a lie. Grovel. Oh my god. First off, Magma Morsel that'll kill that unit for me. Lovely. Second up, Magma Morsel go here, and then I kill my own Magma Morsel. Hell yeah. That said, that Avowed Gladiator is going to be hitting me in the dome 2 times no matter what I do, so I do think Titan Sentry's second floor is probably the right choice now. But god, do I ever need a second big unit that can do some smacking. I really want to Gifts Regard just to try and get big spells, but then I increase the cost of all of my spells. Give me the spells. See, all spells that end spells. Oof. Oh my god, all these excavated embers now cost 1. Entropic Crystal. I don't like that. I don't like it being in the deck. It's really annoying. Someone put it in the deck when I wasn't looking. I couldn't have been involved. I wouldn't have done that. Right? This one's just big Prismal dusts. Annoyingly, now I don't even have the ability to do all the damage I need to. And I get to summon the boss next, which should pretty much immediately end the fight. Yeah, we got that bottom line managed. Just enough damage shield. Guardian Stone Glacial Seal. Ice Storm. I mean, out of these, I'm probably most likely to go Ice Storm. At least it's a very good spell. And I'm about to go to a Merchant of Magic, right? Yeah, okay. Ice Storm. Void Binding Grovel, Gentro? Nah, no. Grovel's not like a high priority play for me at the moment. I'm not going to really appreciate having another of it. After deployment phase, someone will also bind to each floor. There's nothing wrong with that. There's just nothing incredible about it either. Deepwood Oil, enemy units enter with... Sorry, Deepwood Oil is equipped units gain armor 10. Rules of Containment, enemy units enter with Frostbite 2. Neither of those necessary if I'm going to be running the bottom line as I intend. I could take Commemorative Spike. I could not. Permanently remove Consume from something. I feel like Unnamed Tome cycling through the deck and getting played again is pretty nice. Oh, no, I'm going to give Consume to Ice Storm and plus damage, and then I'm going to remove Consume. So now that's permanently got Consume removed. Whenever it's drawn by the Gifts Regard, it's just going to get buffed. And I don't need a Holy Stone. Ember Stone, only for non-damage spells. I don't really care about it. Couple stacks a little mediocre there as well. -2, gain consume. No. Alright. I don't think any of these trinkets really make any impacts. When you play 3 different kinds of card in a turn, easy. A little. We'll probably get like 3 energy out of that in a single fight. Wondrous Talisman. Friendly units gain 5/5 if they are the only friendly unit on the floor. There's also the Mask of Penumbra. When you play your first morsel unit each turn, draw 1. I do like drawing. Only problem is then I'm unlikely to ever be able to play a card that's not Grovel. Yeah, but I do like drawing. And then to remove 1 final card from the deck. I don't really want to remove a card, to be honest. I guess I lean Mollusk Mage. Our final dupe is a nameless Siren. And we head into the final fight. I'm going to drop a Mollusk Mage and then Blink on the bottom line. Cool, we score. And then Mind Collapse removes a unit as well. Get to play a Rubble Morsel, draw a card, get to eat that Rubble Morsel. Hell yeah. Destroying the Calcified Ember in the deck, drawing another card, getting a Flash Freeze. And now it's Prismal Dust to keep the bottom line comfy, and then start propagating damage shield throughout the entire midline. And that'll do it. That's the road that'll get us there. I really don't want the Entropic Crystal to cause a problem for us here. If I play a card, do I play the Diadem? I haven't played a unit this turn, so if I play Grovel, and then I play some of my summon. Yeah, I don't still have the ability at the end of that to play the Overgrowth, but also Time Sentry is going to be dying this cycle, so not a great time for that. Perfect. We mute the boss. Don't have to worry about your nonsense now. This is the last turn Tethys lives unless I hit more damage shield over there, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, I drew it this turn. God love cycling through the entire deck in a turn. I only need 3 additional energy, so start with a grovel. And I can pray Prismal Dust for 5. Mind Collapse on the bottom line, gaining back additional energy so that I can play a Gifts of Regard. And then 1 more Prismal Dust. Unfortunately, Entropic Crystals can activate this turn. Can't tell you that was something I was hoping to see. Can tell you I don't think it'll really make a difference at this point. Well. Isn't this intriguing? Enemies are pretending they're gonna do a lot more damage to me this turn than I'm comfortable with. Got 2 quick attacks. Okay, yeah, so Prismal Dust is already enough by itself. It's important to know I am already safe. But also that if I would like to, I can go further. Got to keep 2 Discordant Tolls in hand here, unfortunately. Ice Storm! Two waves, yeah, so it looks like that Avowed Gladiator is going to make it to the top line as well. Entropic Crystals, and then I can destroy a unit. So unfortunately, that one got to ascend to the very top floor. Even more unfortunately, it's currently threatening to destroy this floor. Finally got the Frost Piercer that I wanted so long ago. Perfect. Enough turns get us safety. Unfortunately, I'll be taking 7 damage at the end of the turn, getting us down to 30 health before the next boss fight, which is pretty scary. I'm gonna need a pretty opportune Holy Stone. Oh, I don't even have good discard for the corruptions. Woof. I'm gonna have to do all my spell casts on my operative floor, I think. I really want to play Gifts of Regard. At least I get to hold it until the next turn. I also really want to play Overgrowth Carapace. And Frostpiercer. Overgrowth Carapace. Yeah, I guess I should unnamed Savagery immediately. You will loop. Whoop. I was going to start with Grovel, but I've got not enough space in hand to start there. Use Prismal Dust to gain 4 back this turn. I feel like I probably ought. But I also need to use Pyrelite. No, I'm going to leave it for another cycle. I think I might be able to get, like, all the... Not all, but a lot of the excavated energy into it, and I also think I might need that. Also, I'm going to take the opportunity here to drop Ice Storm on the top line, because it's a great way to do a bunch of damage to Dominion, as well as just throwing these giant spells at you. And finally got the Unnamed by itself on top line. Yeah, these are the kind of really annoying hands, because I've got to drop a crystals here that I just have to play. I don't have enough damage shield to stay alive after that? Excuse me? Yeah, this is really tragic. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can't put any morsels on the field, otherwise I make him too powerful. As soon as I played that morsel, immediately the line started losing. Oh no, but now I don't have the energy for the Entropic Crystal because I played the wrong thing at the wrong time. Good lord. I can't let all of my spells cost one more for the rest of this fight. That is a death sentence. There we go. Unfortunately, of course, I don't get to play my Pyrelight, and I have to take 2 damage to Venge Shards. But other than that, it's doing great. Attack Sentry to keep it safe. Oh, good draw. Ice Storm is another 250 damage against Dominion on the top line, significantly shortening the duration of this fight. I'm gonna chump with a Mollusk Mage just so I can use the Perils of Reduction really effectively. I was so hoping I would draw the Prismal Dust with the Holy Stone on, and we did! And we did! Oh my god, that's gonna change everything. Realistically, none of the damage the enemy is doing to me on this bottom line actually comes through as instances of damage. It's all just instances of spell shield. So because of that, I can incant the hell out of this floor. It doesn't matter. To me, it makes no difference. Granted, that Ice Storm I will play on the top floor, especially because the spell weakness doubles each of its hits, which means Dominion is now almost dead. We only have to worry about Savagery coming around for another cycle and obviously doing some damage to Entropy at some point, which I presume is going to happen any day now. Oh, wow. We even have the Prismal Dust still in here. We drew it with additional energy so we can get another 4 immediately. Hell yeah. I want to remove as many units as possible from this bottom line, so if there's any fewer than 2 units, I get one of the Nameless Sirens to just punch Entropy in the face. Wrong order. If the entropic crystal triggers, I think that's also part of the reason we had so much difficulty in the Seraph fight, because I let this happen 3 turns before the very end, which, as it turns out, that's a long time. There goes the enemy's top line. Now Savagery. And if I do enough good damage to Savagery, I can even push damage to Entropy this turn. Sure, Savagery's gone down. Okay, Gifts to Regard is here to help us out. Spring Frozen. Ugh, it's just gonna thin down the deck without really helping. Gotta play the Curse of Entropy. Can't let that settle in. A little worried because I will be taking a decent amount of damage at the end of this turn. I don't really get to negotiate about that. Unsilent Savagery is going to be passing over that floor. Light, Scourge, sick. Light, Scourge, and then a spell. I need to do a lot of damage to Entropy and very quickly. Although I guess I do get to do a huge amount of that next turn. Yeah, I'm seeing the main problem here. The end of this turn, Dominion deals that damage to me and I die. But apparently I also get to resolve damage on the bottom line? How's that happen? There's certainly not many more turns here, so... Yeah. Drew back into the Entropic Crystal. Only problem is I can't live for another 2 turns, which means I will be dying here. Never pushing damage on entropy that whole time. Oh, what a nightmare. Sometimes by like tiny little margins of health left on the frontliners as well. That was definitely winnable. Granted, we got very, very lucky with the Holy Stone in this final fight to have gotten as far as we did. Yeah, a little bit later playing of the Entropic Crystal. Or, sorry, a little bit later of letting Entropy hit our deck in the Seraph fight, and we could have gotten some more HP to take in that final fight. That would have helped out a lot as well. That's what I get for playing the final fight a little bit fast. Both Seraph and Titan, mind. That said, still a really fun run. Still using the Prismal Dusts as intrinsic, just full defend character for a bunch of time. And obviously the Nameless Sirens just along for the ride. Gifts Regard also was really good, just pulling out the same Ice Storm a couple of different times. Especially without being able to let that Ice Storm consume. Had a lot of value. I'm going to jump back to the outpost and tell you that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Training 2. Top left has been the playlist for all my content on this game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Add a thank you and a special thanks to this episode to Nick Starfield. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.